Hi everyone! It's Carla Lizardo, Pia Wurtzbach, and Bianca Guidotti here for another episode of Queentuhan!
Queentuhan!
Hello! Hi! Hi
Hello!
P! Hi Mar! You look so
Hello.
groovy today, Mar.
Thanks. I just got some new glasses. It's tinted green. Para chill lang. It's like my chill glasses.
I love it. It really suits you.
Yeah.
May grado to
Oo.
hindi lang to pa-forma. Although,
Ay, may
Noted.
Okay.
Hindi kami nagduda.
Oo.
Ikaw,
I think
P,
mag-isa
kamusta?
ako, okay?
Okay naman, guys. Back here in Manila and back to work, but kailan ba tayo makikita? Guys, hindi tayo nakikita sa personal. Lagi tayong nasa ganito. Pero malapit na rin, no? I hope so.
The
Yeah.
vaccines.
Yung mga Christmas gifts. Tapos baka sa Zoom na lang din tayo magbukasan ng mga regalo. December na.
Wait, confession, binuksan ko na yung regalo.
Pareho. Teka, yung kay Mar kasi hindi pa tapos, Mar. So, to follow.
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at waiting for
All
Christmas.
of it? You opened all of it?
Yes. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Sabi ko, kasi okay guys, because Pia sent early Christmas gifts. Tapos tuwang-tuwa ako. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like she wrapped it and everything. And then I opened it. Thank you though. I love it.
Well, you might as well tell everybody what you got.
Yeah, Pia got me, well, she got me purple shampoo for my blonde hair, and then she got me a canteen for hydration, and she got me a space projector for my gaming room. So like, so it's like the galaxy in my room.
Alam mo yung mga nakikita sa IG ng mga ads, tapos parang sa Galaxy yung room mo. Ganon.
Yeah.
Nakita ko kasi. So, pero Mar, promise meron ka din gift na hindi ko muna i-reveal kung ano. Pero
Yeah, sorry.
kasi personalize ko pa siya. So, to follow. Yes.
Mar, are you like me? Or are you patient?
Actually, sa totoo lang, di rin ako masyadong patient. Like, even with surprises, I suck at it. Like, let's say I get a gift for my husband now, and I'm gonna say, hindi, surprise to. I'm gonna wait. Pagkakuha ko sa kanya, bibigay ko na kasi sobrang excited na ako.
I'm like that also. I'm so bad at, yeah, I get it. Kasi parang, I'm so proud of thinking of this gift. Here. Appreciate
Meron akong style, guys, sa pagre-regalo na baka ma-apply din ng mga sa queendom natin. Yung style sa pagre-regalo is you wrap it yourself but do it really like pangit. Pangitin mo yung pagkaka-wrap so expectations are low.
I couldn't wrap it well if I tried. Hindi ako marunong.
Oh, it's nice pala, pero average lang pala yung gift mo. That's the style.
Noted.
I'll take note of that.
And I think it's pretty crazy that we're talking about Christmas because ilang araw na nga lang. December 8 na. Imagine, like, where did this year go? But also, yay, palapit na yung 2021. Maybe it's going to be a better year. Well, I hope so. Fingers crossed na, yun nga.
Grabe.
We have a better year ahead. But, before we start today's episode, let's do our quick reminders that we are inviting all of you to join the Queendom group on Facebook para makapag-queentuhan tayo doon. And also, if you want to catch our previous episodes, you can catch us on the Trypod Network Facebook page, sa YouTube ni Pia, and on Spotify. And stay for the whole show, guys, because as always, we have our Queentuhan fanfare giveaway care of Pia.
Bestie! Finally! Matitikman nyo na yung bestie. Kasi ang layo ng branch namin. Nasa south. Parang ang layo ng south no? Nasa south.
Alabang, di ba? Alabang Town Center.
Oo.
ATC.
Sa Festival Mall.
Festival.
I guess it just seems far because we're North people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
we are
exactly.
North.
South
yeah.
people are always like, kala mo ang layo-layo, but we always go to you naman.
Yeah.
Yan
I
eh.
mean, that's just the way of life. And of course, you know what? Like, since we had our episode with Queen Rabia, ang dami ring sumali sa ating Queendom. So we wanted to give all of our newer members a special shout out in our Royal Roll Call.
Yes, so we want to say hi, of course, to Alan Limos, Mirin Guao, Nikki Takamuni, Dominic Carbonell, and Karil Garcia. Guys,
And also,
welcome
hello
to
to Nolly Olawer, Noel Gonzalez, Mitzi Maranon, Fayeth PB, and Zuan Tolentino.
Also, a big hello and welcome to the Queendom kay Luigi Caban, Christian Philip, Melba Mendoza, Charlene Dasig, Ella Carillo, and everybody watching on YouTube and Spotify right now. Oh, Facebook.
Hello!
Hello din.
hello.
All right, I'm gonna introduce our topic for today na medyo about changes. So it's just gonna be the three of us today and medyo free-flowing lang yung episode natin because we were thinking that there are always times in our life where we have to dig deep and we have to know what we really want when it comes to choosing which direction our life is heading towards. So this episode, we're going to be talking about our lives before the crown and just to, give you guys more information about us to let you know like us in a deeper sense, I guess. And we wanted to put the spotlight on what we were doing before pageantry. And of course, this is malaking life change yon. And I guess a lot of us are also going through life changes this year, this 2020. So hopefully, like, we can kind of relate our experiences to yours also. Right? So, guys, to start things off, I wanted to ask both of you about your lives before pageantry. Mar, you were busy working, right?
Yes, actually, I had been at my very first job after college. Um, if you guys watched our Quintulungan episode, you actually met my old boss, Steve. I used to work for an NGO called Community and Family Services International. It's a humanitarian organization that focuses on um, helping those who need the help the most. Basically, people who have been displaced either by violence, by persecution, by natural disasters. So these are internally displaced persons. So these are people who lost their homes and they have nowhere to go in their country. But CFSI also started off with refugees. So these are people from other countries who have nowhere else to go. And like I always say this when I talk about CFSI, especially feeling ko na-memorize ko na nga to nung binibini natin. I used to say this all the time. But the Philippines, a lot of people don't know, is one of the countries that are most adherent to the refugee kind of laws, international laws. We really welcome our refugees. We have a program for them. And it's been that way since, even Vietnam War, even during World War II, when we welcomed, a lot of Jewish people. And it's a history of the Philippines that I'm so proud of, and I wish a lot more people knew about. But yeah, so CFSI was my first job. I was the executive assistant to the director, aka secretary ako nun. So, but I learned a lot kasi yung maganda dun sa NGO namin, doesn't matter ano yung position mo, they really want you to immerse yourself in the projects. So, during my first month pa nga there, they had me go around Mindanao and visit all of our field sites there. At the time, we were catering to those who were affected by Typhoon Pablo in
Yeah.
Mindanao before. Of course, the Marawi conflict. It's always something that's been it's been rebuilding ever since then. So yeah, that was my first job. I actually wanted to be a diplomat first. That's why I took European studies, like my grandfather, who was a diplomat. But during my time in Ateneo, I realized that I kind of want to help our countrymen here. So that's why I went to an NGO.
Listening to your experiences working at CFSI, like na-emphasize how different our paths were, like
Yeah.
before heading into pageantry. And I remember we actually interviewed CFSI before when I was still working as a newscaster. So that was how Bianca and I actually reconnected again after college since magkasama kami sa Ateneo. And then she messaged. She was like, hey, you're interviewing my boss. And then I was like, hey, I heard you're joining pageants. Okay. Ano, side story. And then Binibini happened. Ikaw, P, you were doing showbiz. What was that like?
So mine is iba din, iba-iba nga tayo. I was more nasa pag-aartista, ganon. Although right before I joined, like I was really struggling. There wasn't a lot of, mga shows or guestings. Walay talaga, ngangi talaga ako ng mga time na yun. Pero before that, I was acting, modeling. I stopped for a little bit. I took up culinary. Tapos nag-shift naman ako for a short time. And then I went back to showbiz, and then it became and then Binibini. So parang I guess you could say that I spent a lot of, but like most of my childhood, ganon, be modeling and acting. And then nag-culinary ako for a bit, but then I realized na siya, hindi, I mean, I love it, and it's knowledge that you can always apply even at home, kahit na hindi sa professional na setting, sa kitchen, sa restaurant, sa hotel, you can still apply what you've learned. It's always gonna be stock knowledge there. But di ba sabi nga nila, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And I couldn't take the heat, so I literally I just couldn't take it.
Because literally sobrang init at sobrang pressure.
May question ako, like, totoo ba yung mga Gordon Ramsay moments na minumura-mura ka, sinisigaw-sigawan ka sa kitchen? Totoo ba yun?
Oo. Totoo. I mean, I guess not in all hotels or restaurants, but I saw a lot of that. I experienced that. Kasi I don't know why everybody's so hot-headed inside the kitchen, and the guys, kasi they're usually men. I mean, let's be honest, mga chefs usually lalaki. And medyo mataas ang energy nila sa kusina. Maybe that's why they need women, to just calm things down a little bit. So yeah, I said pause muna, tapos nag-culinary nag-try ako alam mo yung last na role ko, share ko lang guys bago ako nag-BBB. Yung last na role ko sa TV, just yung pinaka-last, bago the switch, jellyfish ako.
Sorry.
Totoo. Ito yung tumawa si Scarlett. Sorry.
Kasi na-imagine kita.
Guys, nilagyan ako ng prosthetics dito na malaki, tapos yung may mga nakasabit na gano'n.
How do you act as a jellyfish?
Parang you're like a bouncy person. Bouncy, giddy, happy, like, hello, hoy, ganun. Kasi, ganun, pang bata kasi yung show. So, yeah, you do what you gotta do.
Exactly.
You gotta make that money.
Exactly.
No, but like, I never asked you, why culinary?
Well, okay. Honest?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know how to cook anything before culinary. But then, I was kasi in the UK at that time. Tas kating-kating na akong umuwi sa Pilipinas. And I was looking for any reason to leave. Because I felt like, parang di ko masyadong gusto doon. At gusto ko sa Pilipinas ako. So, at first, I wanted to, parang sobrang layo. Pero I wanted to take up Mandarin I don't know why. I just like Mandarin in Singapore. Tapos nakarating ako sa Singapore. Pagdating ko sa Singapore, nalaman ko na para makakuha ng student visa, kailangan yung course ko is 6 months. Mga ganon. Sabi ko, I don't want to commit 6 months. Like, learning Mandarin. I just wanted an excuse to get out of the Philippines. I didn't say I was actually gonna learn Mandarin. Tapos, as I got there, and then I said, alam mo, 3 oras na lang nasa Pilipinas na ako, doon na lang kaya ako, ba't pa ako dito sa Singapore? Wala namang kakilala dito. So, punta ako sa Pilipinas, and then, nakita ko na uso noon yung culinary arts. Kasi di ba may time na nauso yun?
Tama
Yeah.
ka. Totoo.
Nauso. Nag-enroll na ako right away. Tapos sabi ko, ito yung excuse ko sa mama ko para hindi na ako umuwi sa UK. Culinary. Tapos pagdating ko dun, wala akong alam. As in, yes po. Ano po? And then I just learned everything from there. So basically, it was just an excuse to get out of the UK. But then I had fun.
Yeah. I never knew that. I never knew that you tried staying in Singapore first.
Ako rin.
Wow. After years of friendship.
Oh,
Hindi ko pa rin to alam.
parang, ewan ko, parang hindi ko masyadong na-share. Kasi wala rin naman masyadong nangyari.
Gets ko.
Yeah.
Saglit lang eh. Parang,
Oo.
Gets ko yan.
Ikaw naman, Carla, alam
Um,
ko is student athlete, so different from kami ni Marian. How were you able to handle that naman?
Yeah, it was hard kasi badminton was really my life. Like, I started competing 10 years old pa lang ako. Training na ako 8 years old pa lang. Pero yung 10 years old, like, I was really training Monday to Sunday, every day, pag summer, twice a day, thrice a day. So it was serious. And then, walang breaks. So that was my whole life until the UAAP. Tapos, dadagdagan ko pa ng pageant, di ba? Plus schoolwork. Sobrang hirap. But I think, like, during Mutya, when I joined Mutya, parang nag-overdrive na lang ako. Because I was so tired. Like, I was just going through the motions na kailangan ko maglaro sa UAP, pero meron akong event ng gabi, and then kailangan ko pa mag-school. But that was actually my best sem. Nakapag-dean's list ako.
Wow.
Tapos, pinanalo ko most of my games sa UAAP, and then I won Mutya. So I'm like, how did that happen? I guess parang hindi na kasi ako masyado nag-iisip. Overthinking has always been my downfall, even as a badminton player. Kasi like when I'm on the court, I'm like, oh, I'll doubt myself and then I won't play my game. But since sobrang pagod ko na from the event the night before, I'm like, tapusin na lang natin to para pwede na akong mag-aral. Ganon. So I guess like the autopilot mode kind of worked for me, and it was pretty tough. Pero since every 2 years ako nag-pageant, iba-iba yung situations ko. For Miss World Philippines, kakagraduate ko pa lang noon, and then I put off working muna. I was supposed to work in advertising, pero nag-Miss World na muna ako. Then after, nag-advertising na ako, and then nag-TV host, nag-DJ, and that was when I joined Binibini. So parang different stages of my working career talaga yung nangyari before pageants. But then like, what was the moment that really pushed you towards pageantry? Because obviously like all of us were pretty busy naman with the things that we were doing. So, Mar?
What pushed me? Well, I've said this story many times. My mother basically pushed / manipulated me into it with Tito Norman. First, they sent a picture of me. My mom and her drunk friends one night sent a picture of me to Tito Norman because he was a common friend. And then Tito Norman sent my picture to Bessie Basana of Aces and Queens. And then they asked me to have dinner with them. And nung nakita nila ako, sabi, hindi, pwede ka talaga eh. Pero yung buhok mo, you have to do something about your hair. Kasi ganito yung hair ko eh. Actually, mas malala pa yung buhok ko nun kasi hindi pa ako marunong mag-products nun. So it was just like a big poof, right? But honestly, I guess the statement or the one thing that stuck in my mind that really made me say, okay, I'm gonna do the pageant, was when Bessie was talking about how pageantry was really about pushing advocacies also. Not as big as it is now though. At the time, hindi pa siya masyado ganun ka-highlighted. Pero I realized na, oh nga no, like it would give me a bigger platform to talk about my work. It would be just like an amazing experience. And also parang naisip ko na rin, well, another tidbit, another thing that pushed me then to actually do it was when I talked to my boyfriend at the time, Greggy, now my husband. I asked him, I was like, what do you think? What do you think of me joining a pageant in Binibining Pilipinas? And he just told me na, alam mo, ang tagal ko nang sinasabi sa'yo na I think you're very beautiful inside and out. And I think it's time for other people to know that too. So I think you should do it. So I was like, oh, okay.
Stop it. Okay, I'm going to Araneta now.
Pero,
Yeah.
no regrets. Although, ako Carla, if you felt this pero my group of friends kasi, they didn't look kindly on pageants. So I was a bit nervous talking to them about it. But they're like, really? Like, they never imagined me doing it. But then they said, well, if you really want to do it, then go ahead. I think you're gonna be great at it. So I was like, okay. Yun na yung pinaka-last push ko na, okay, hindi ako aasarin ng mga kaibigan ko.
Yeah.
Suporta naman sila. But yeah, that's what happened with me. Ikaw, P, like, what was that turning point for you? Alam ko, you've been thinking about pageantry since you were young, but what actually made you go for it na finally?
Well, kasi parang I didn't know much about it. Honestly, like, akala ko may bayad yung training. Akala ko you had to have really like good connections. Like, where do you even go? Who does the training? Does it cost money? Like, alam mo yung all of these questions. So, nag-start ako dahil na-discover ako. Na-discover sa mall. So, guys, minsan di nyo alam, baka may makakita sa inyo, doon kayo ma-scout. Na-scout ako, di ba? Parang, minsan di mo talaga alam kung saan manggagaling na lang bigla. So actually, nung mga time na yun, kaka-break ko lang sa boyfriend ko noon. And then, sobrang down na down ako. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko sa buhay ko kasi lagi ko na lang iniikot ang buhay ko sa boys. Charot.
Ibang hugot na yun. Ibang topic na yun, my friend.
Hindi. Pero alam mo yun, like, I was young. I was 22. And then we broke up. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Tapos jellyfish pa ako. So, so parang mag-upgrade pa ba yung life ko? Ganon. Nakita ko ni Mama J sa mall. Tapos doon na nag-start. Pero nung nagsa-start ng training, I didn't need a lot of convincing also because I had nothing else going for me. I had nothing else happening. And also like, I needed that something new at that time. So perfect siya. Nung pumasok yung opportunity sa life ko, perfect siya kasi wala akong ibang pinagkakabalahan, wala rin akong boyfriend na pumipigil sa akin, alam mo yon. Kasi na-ask na ako before pero nung may boyfriend ako, pinigilan ako. So parang nakinig ako. So, kaya girls, follow your heart. Not
you first.
The heart to the guy, but the heart for your career.
Yeah.
Ano mo, intuition mo, pakinggan mo. So yun, doon nagsimula. And then, I mean, it didn't take me, like in that moment, I said yes to training. Pero, ayun, that's when I started learning. Talagang zero knowledge din ako when I started. Talaga.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Carla, did you need a lot of convincing? Kasi Mara sounds like she needed some convincing from her mom and support from friends. Ikaw, like, was it a yes right away?
I've always been pretty YOLO about life changes. As in, I'm like, bahala na, let's just go for it. Ganon ako, like, in terms of work, everything. So what happened for me naman was, Jeng Mones is our family friend because my dad has been going to him for so long now, and even my kuya and my kuya's wife before. And then he was like, Joe, pasalihin natin kaya si Carla sa Mutya kasi bukas na yung screening. So my parents texted me, but my dad was like, paano naman yun sasali? Like, paano siya magpapapayat? At parang, paano? Sobrang boyish, athletic type ko. And then, my mom was like, sige, try na lang natin. So my mom and I walk in. I remember, if I remember correctly, it was in like a club in BGC, yung screening nun. And then I walk in, and then all of the girls were like in their swimsuits with their handlers na nilalagyan sila ng tanning, ganyan. Tapos ako kami ni mommy ko parang, okay, back out, back out. anong ginagawa natin dito? And then, they said, no, don't go. Like, I was already making excuses, okay, to the organization. I was like, I can't do it pala. Busy pala ako kasi may UAP and my school pa ako. They were like, no, just try. Para at least you know how screening goes if ever you want to join in the future. So I was like, okay, sige. And then they were like, wow, parang you can't walk. Like, medyo siga. Like, parang
Siga?
police.
Wow!
Ano yun?
Like, diba, parang quarter turn, malay ko ba doon? Puro badminton lang naman yung alam ko. I took John Robert Powers before, but that's the extent of my catwalk training. Yeah. So, ayun. And then I said, sige, bahala na. And then they were like, oh, parang we're inviting you for a shoot to like feature yung mga potential candidates ng Mutya. And then parang blur na from there. Like, okay, nagtuloy-tuloy na. Okay na naman. And the organization was kind enough to kind of like, hindi kasi sobrang heavy. Hindi parang binibini na morning hanggang gabi merong ganap. So parang there was a way to work out schedules. Like, parang pupunta ka lang dun sa event itself. Ganon. So, yeah, sobrang thankful ko na I just stayed and went for it. Because like, who would have thought? But then talaga, like, even before the coronation night, like, yung peg ko talaga, I'm just happy to be here. So happy to be here. So happy to be wearing this beautiful gown. So, even when I won, like, yung reaction ng friends ko, they were like, ha, seryoso ba? As in, ganun talaga yung vibe. Like, just,
Ano yung what do you mean seryoso ba? Hindi sila makapaniwala?
Yeah. Kasi parang, I guess they never really thought that I would actually go for it. Like, I would always say, gusto ko mag-model. Meron akong interest ever since, but they would always say, you can't do like badminton. You can't be committed to two things. Like, dapat isa lang. And then parang joke. Like, they would laugh at me. My friends would laugh at me. I would remember, like, when I would say, gusto ko maging model. Kasi di naman ako nakukuha kahit sa mga school fair. Kahit isa. I would try and no one would get me. So, it seemed like an impossible dream, I guess. So, pretty crazy that night when I won. Parang, how? But of course, I'm super thankful kasi like being a beauty queen naman hasn't hindered me. I guess like in other countries, people would be like, why would you join a pageant? Pero in the Philippines, since it's highly respected, I guess it's helped me also. Like it's part of my resume. Like when I apply for things na beauty queen, it's a boost. I see it as a boost at least.
I think that's true.
Yeah. One thing I noticed with like the three of us, like we all sort of hesitated a little bit at the beginning just because we had zero knowledge on it. Yung parang lahat tayo nagsimula talaga na hindi marunong maglakad, walang alam sa pageant, hindi nga natin alam kung anong crown ang gusto nating makuha. Alam mo yung parang wala tayong idea. So, kasi I guess with other people, they think that when they look at a beauty queen na alam na niya kasi na gusto niya maging beauty queen or childhood dream niya kasi yan or parang ang galing maglakad, ang galing sumagot, ganyan. But they don't know that we start with not knowing anything about it and maybe even becoming hesitant about it, right?
Yeah.
Ako, amazed ako kay Carla. Like, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Yung no training, no, no aces and queens behind me, no you girls next to me, just going into a completely new environment, screening na agad, Grabe, Carla. Amazing that you stayed and, won that crown. Like, brave ka. I, for
Mhm.
one, would not have been able to do that. That's why I'm so thankful for, I know there are issues sa mga training camps. I get it. It got out of hand for a while, I must say. I
Yeah.
must say. But I'm very, very thankful pa rin. Kasi iba din yung nabibigay ng support
Mhm.
Oh
when you
yeah.
have a team with you helping
Yeah.
you, especially if you don't know so much what you're doing. But again, Carla's journey just proves that it's not a must. You know, if you don't
Mhm.
have the opportunity to meet people the way we did, still go for it. Don't let it hinder your dream or your not kahit nga hindi dream eh. Ako, hindi na nga natin masasabi na it was like a dream. It really was just an experience, an opportunity that presented itself. And we were just like, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. And it just became so fruitful, you know? For parang ano siya eh, it's lahat parang we all reach this turning point, I guess, in our lives na either we back down and stay in our safe comfort zone,
Yeah.
or we try to kind of quote unquote reinvent ourselves and try something new, try something different, and see where that takes us. I'm all for taking chances. I mean, yeah, there are times that you're gonna fail and you might regret it, sure. Pero I don't know. I feel like doing something is better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's extra applicable this 2020 because we were all thrown into this unfamiliar situation. A lot of people aren't able to do what they're used to. Like, maraming nawalan ng trabaho, I mean, obviously, we've all been at home. So it's a completely different way of going about our days. So I guess like the next question I wanted to throw out is how important is it to be open to kind of like changing, to growth and to change?
It's hard, but
Yeah.
important. But also, there is a balance, I think. Kasi, yeah, be open for change, be teachable, but also, meron din point na, but wait, ito yung values ko eh. You know?
Yeah.
This is what is important for me. This is what matters to me. You gotta balance it, your core values, new experiences and growth, and also making the right decision. Hindi na naman tayong magli-leap of faith lang lagi and baka
Mm.
mamaya ano pa mangyari sa atin. Kailangan aral din natin. Kailangan prepared
Yeah.
din tayo. Kailangan din natin mag-isip.
Yeah.
It's hard,
Yeah.
yes. I agree. Change.
You have to be able to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. Will this be good for me? Alam mo yon, parang babalansin mo siya. And then, but be aware that like for change to happen, kailangan din, I mean for growth to happen, sometimes there has to be a little change. Maybe not a complete 180. Pero
Yeah.
um, some change sometimes feels unfamiliar kasi ano eh bago, 'di ba? So it's normal to feel a little uncomfortable. It's normal to feel a little hesitant because it's wala bago pa kasi. So yeah. Pero with 2020, I think we've all been adapting pretty
Ang galing
well.
nga eh.
Yeah.
I am amazed at the resilience and adaptability of the human being. Like,
Mm.
we have been able to adjust our lives. Big changes, huge changes. Pero there's so many stories then of success through the pandemic. Like, people who ended up doing something they never would have done otherwise, but then succeeding and either making a career out of it or having having a completely different life or lifestyle because of it. Um, ano talaga eh, it's in uncomfortable situations like change. Dun ka rin mapapaisip na ano ba yung importante for me. Like,
Yeah.
minsan kasi when we're so busy with our everyday work, especially going outside all the time, yun lang iniisip natin. Today, pagkagising ko, ano kailangan kong gawin? Kailangan ko lumabas kasi kailangan ko bumili nito, kailangan ko gawin to, kailangan ko blah, 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 blah. Tapos di mo na naisip yung, nakausap ko na ba mommy ko today? Nakamusta ko na ba yung kuya ko today? Small things like that na ngayon, because of the pandemic, medyo ano siya, medyo iniisip, mas iniisip mo siya. And I think that's a good change in that aspect.
I completely agree. It's been a complete like reinvention, I guess, or reminder na lang about what really matters, diba? And what we should be spending our time on. I guess like in moments like yung describe ni P na parang feeling niya like walang-wala, like where am I going next? What am I gonna do? It would also be helpful to kind of just take a step forward. Di ba? Parang I'm sure na hindi naman tayo nawawalan ng things that we've always wanted to do. Let's say, gusto mo maging singer. Take a little step forward. I mean, like, I always believe, like, take any step inside that door and then darating ka rin. You know, like, and sometimes when we make choices, like ngayon, kunyari, I work as a sportscaster and I can't do that because of my situation with my family. I don't want to put them at risk. So, like, what am I going to do from home? I can't cover sports because they're all in bubbles or wala, hindi ko siya magawa. Imagine, like, this has been my passion for 5 years and then suddenly it's just not there. I can't do it. What am I going to do? So I was thinking, what am I good at? Like, I do gaming, I did pageantry, and I took this baby step with Bianca and Pia. Na parang, hey guys, like, why don't we make our own podcast? And now we're on season 3 of Queentuhan. You know, like sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you expect it to be, but wherever it leads you, you know, like at least you got somewhere and meron kang good experience na nakuha out of it. I hope I'm making sense.
No,
with what I'm saying.
Completely.
Kasi diba parang better than just being like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Stagnant. Like,
it's true. Again, ako, a great believer in, be uncomfortable. If you're too comfortable, you gotta make yourself uncomfortable. And I think there's always benefits to that, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, with pageants, like, there's so many things that I would never have imagined myself, doing or learning if I hadn't joined Binibini. And I'm so thankful. And there's so many things that I wouldn't have known and experienced if I hadn't met you guys or if we hadn't done this podcast. I'm glad for the changes. I can't wait for things to get back to normal, but I'm glad for the changes.
yeah.
But thing is, yun nga eh, yung new normal na sinasabi nila, it's really gonna be new. I mean, of course, we will go back to our old way of living in a sense, but I don't think we can completely go back. I think we're gonna move forward from this with changes in our society, in our culture, in the way we do things, how we operate businesses also, how we communicate with people. I think it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Even when the vaccine is here na. Nag-iba na yung mindset ng mga tao eh. Grabe.
Yeah.
Who would have thought we'd ever experienced this? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, like even months, I mean, we're already at the end of the year. And when I think about what's happening, like we can't go out because there's a pandemic and we have to wear masks and sheets. It still seems crazy, like in my head. It feels like a movie. Parang, like, I never thought that we would experience this in our lifetime. I completely agree, Mar. But what about you, P? Like, you're one of the busiest people I know, and you love working. Like, you love working. I know that for a fact, and you're super busy. Parang, how have you, I guess, reinvented yourself? Or parang, ano yung mga new realizations mo now that, we've been kind of forced to not be as hectic?
Yeah, parang at the beginning, I felt like, I mean, na I needed it. Like I needed the pause. Kasi I was getting burnt out already. Like towards the end of last year and then the beginning of this year. Parang parang feeling ko para akong robot na I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, I'm very grateful for everything, but it just felt kind of too, parang paulit-ulit na lang yung mga ginagawa ko, ganon. And I was just kind of like, I guess, I started thinking like, is this what I really want to do? And how much longer am I going to do this for? What else can I do? I started thinking. Kasi minsan, and I told you about this already, na pag tayong tatlo lang nag-uusap, is that whenever people ask me like, what else do you do? Or how do you have fun? What's your idea of fun? Like, what are your hobbies? What do you do? Wala akong masagot kasi puro trabaho na lang ako. Wala na akong life experiences. I'm missing birthdays, mga big events, mga weddings, ganyan. Like, I'm missing out. And then I always thought that choosing work or career was always the right thing. But then, parang 5 years have passed since Miss Universe, and I'm not, I need, parang I'm not closer to people or my friends. Alam mo yun? Or parang I see them sandali lang, tapos wala na ulit. Parang wala akong buhay, gano'n. And it's nobody's fault but mine. Because I can always say, wait, I need to balance my personal and work life. Kasi parang I thought that I was, doing the right thing. So during this year, I was forced to really think about like, okay, now that there are no shoots, now that everything is postponed or canceled, who are you and what are you gonna do and what makes you happy? So I was really forced to go back to Pia, not Miss Universe. Yung,
Yeah.
yung ano ba talagang gusto ko, ganun. So it was good. Marami akong realization this year. First of all, na I felt like parang I need to spend more time with the people I love, with friends, kayo, family, yung real life experience. I need to go out there, not for work, not for pictures, but for experiences. I need more of that. And I also realized that I need to be more myself because I'm so, parang takot akong tumawa ng malakas kasi baka pagtawanan yung tawa ko or baka takot akong kumain ng malakas or takot akong magsalita publicly about my opinions. Takot akong mag-voice out ng gusto ko. Parang finit ko yung sarili ko masyado to a beauty queen na parang hindi na ako si Pia. Parang ganon, na-realize ko.
Yeah.
Parang sabi ko, ayoko na ng ganito. Parang hindi siya masaya. I can't keep doing this anymore. So, yun nung na-discover ko nito, I got more in touch with myself and what really makes me happy. So I think maraming more on self-awareness this year.
Yeah.
Keyword.
You know what I realized? Like, I'm not a very present person. Like, I get carried away by social media a lot. Parang lagi ako nasa phone ko na... And then I realized that when we see others on social media, syempre we see like yung ideal. Hindi naman yung totoong pinagdadaanan nila. And then I think that adds to the pressure of like, di ba parang ngayon, parang you have to be super productive. Parang yun yung pinupush. Dapat marami kang ginagawa. Dapat marami kang na-achieve. And then nakaka-burn out yung thought because it's like, parang I get it. Like what really matters. And yun nga, now that I am just at home and I'm not super busy with my skeds, like my sked was also, parang I didn't have a lot of time because at any time pwede ka on call because the games are on different days, the weekends. And then even when I spend time with my family or with my friends, I'm always on my phone, like checking social media. So this year has taught me to be more present and more mindful na talagang pagkakain kami, like ini-enjoy ko talaga, which is such a small thing, but I don't know why I wasn't able to do it the past few years. It's just being super thankful for those little moments here at home with my loved ones. And yun nga, like doing the show with you guys also kept me like super sane. And I love how even if halos 1 year na tayo hindi nagkikita, again, sorry guys for the Bali photos. We're closer. We're closest this year.
Yeah.
Totoo.
Diba?
Oh,
That's so weird. Yeah.
Totoo yun.
And even
Kasi,
online, I've met more people than I have in the last few years. I've met so many people like from playing Warzone. I've met so many people through the Queendom na like, 'di ba, parang nagkukuntuhan tayo about our lives na
yes.
ang galing. We're all at home, but I'm meeting more people than ever, which is an interesting
Totoo
turn of
yan.
events.
I think it's like the mindset also. Like you were saying before, the pandemic kind of forced us to pause nga, diba? And we all got so anxious because for the longest time, we equated our self-worth to our productivity. Na
yeah.
kung hindi ako productive, wala akong kwentang tao. Like, naging, parang, there was a point na medyo ganun na yung mindset natin eh. Parang, we failed to remember na productivity and work, that's only one facet of who we are. It's only one facet of what fulfills us as a person. Ang dami pang facets na kailangan din natin tuktukan and that we need to work on. Kasi anything in life hindi siya yung bahala na or basta lang and then it will work out. Sometimes it does, but you really have to work on things. Even relationships, you have to work on relationships. Even your relationships with your family. We take that for granted na parang, pamilya ko naman yun nandyan lang yan. Pero we forget na, no, you gotta work on it too, If romantic relationships are work, familial and friendships need work as well,
Yeah.
Hindi siya bahala lang. So, I think we've all been rediscovering that. And I think that's why online nga, parang, dati nga, yung mga, let's say, family members namin na are abroad and are not able to come home to the Philippines, we wouldn't be able, we wouldn't be able to talk to them unless they come here or hindi namin sila kinakausap unless pumunta sila dito. But now, for some reason, even though the technology has been there forever, mas ginagamit na natin yung let's say Zoom, Facebook, we're really trying to reach out more. There's more
Yeah.
work being put into that. And ako hindi ako ma-Facebook group sa totoo lang. I don't have, a list of groups that I go to and I share and talk up until the Queendom. And I realized na kaya pala ang daming mga Facebook group na ganito. Because you really get to talk to people from all walks of life na you wouldn't have met in real life, if ever. Pero because of that online community, because of that platform that you have, ayan na, may nakikilala kang mga tao na ang daming, you have the same interests, and then iba yung life experience, so iba rin yung lessons yung nabibigay nila sa atin.
Yeah.
I think, again, with anything, with internet, social media, it's always a double-edged sword. It's the way you use it talaga. Like you were saying, yeah, sometimes it brings us down, social media, but also we can use it talaga to enhance our
Inspire
lives. Inspire
ourselves
connect
through the experiences of
Totoo
other people. Yeah.
naman.
I get it. And you know what? Like, we're so thankful. We're so thankful for the Queendom for supporting our passion project. Like, to everyone watching, I can't even begin to express like how much this means to us. We've been wanting to do this for so long, and it's so special to have all of you along in this journey. So, this topic has kind of evolved. I did say it was free flowing, so it was life before the crown, but it pretty much became like about dealing with changes. And we also want to hear about your experiences. So join the Queendom group on Facebook. You just type in facebook.com/groups/Queentuhan. And then you will be transported to the Queendom. So yeah, please feel free to share, anything you're going through with us. And we would love to, have more conversations with you after the show. But it's time for us to do our Queentuhan fanfare giveaway. And again, as we mentioned earlier, we will be letting one lucky Queendom member try Bestie. Pia, how did Bestie come about?
So, we were just having lunch, actually, that time. Tapos naisip namin na usong milk tea sa Pilipinas. So, why don't we have our own? Ganun lang. Ganun lang. Doon lang. So, like, parang hindi mo talaga alam kung kailan lumalabas yung mga opportunities. Tapos, si Nini actually nakaisip ng pangalan na Bestie. At hindi pa siya napaparegister nung mga time na yon. So, pinaregister na namin agad. So, buti na lang. Kasi alam ko may mga kapangalan kami ng mga milk tea stores. Pero hindi sila, kami registered po kami.
Yes. Flex.
You, Nia,
and Pauline.
Pauline.
Yeah, so the three of us. There's something about threes.
Yeah. Oo nga. But of course, diba, the Queendom, we consider you guys our besties. So here's some bestie.
Yes.
Naliw talaga ako sa pangalan ever since. Anyway, Mar, tell them about how they can get the chance to win the milk tea.
Yeah, so to get the chance to win, kindly, like Carla said, join the Queendom group on Facebook and tell us your best moment with your bestie. So gusto namin mabasa yung mga bestie moments nyo.
Best, funniest, pinakamakulit, like just leave it all on the comment thread. As always, ako yung magpo-post. We will have an official thread there. And then lahat ng mga nag-comment, we will be having an online raffle draw Thursday night. And then I'll announce Friday morning, ipopost ko yung video ng ating digital name wheel kung sino ang ating Queentuhan fanfare winner. And disclaimer, guys, Metro Manila only because this is food again. So, yeah, this is for our Metro Manila viewers. All right, any final reminders, guys?
Actually, just reminder lang na please, yung sa mananalo, please message us. Minsan kasi nahihirapan kaming i-contact kayo and we really want to give you your prize. So don't forget to message us if you see that you won. We will of course try to contact you, pero please contact us na rin pag nalaman mo na kasi medyo nahihirapan kami sometimes. So again, please follow us on Queentuhan on Spotify, the Queendom Facebook group on Facebook, and Queentuhan Pod on Instagram to get all the latest updates on the Queentuhan episodes and of course our project that is coming soon that we're very, very excited to share to everyone. We are super excited for that. So please follow us in these handles to keep you guys updated on the Queentuhan ganaps.
You know what? The Queendom has been messaging me their guesses dun sa project natin. Wala pang nakakakuha ng tamang sagot.
Wala nila.
Mostly like about guests or about like merch. I don't know. Maybe I was like, oh, we're getting more ideas from these guesses. So why not? Just keep them coming. And of course, you can also catch our previous episodes on the Trypod Network Facebook page, on Pia's YouTube channel, and on Spotify. And by the way, alam ko na may utang kami sa inyong binibining marikit. Dance challenge.
Gagawin natin.
Wait, okay. Ready ka na ba? Ready ka na ba, Pia?
First of all, thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We couldn't have done it without you.
We exceeded. Like way beyond our goal.
Grabe. So thank you so much. At dahil doon, ito yung gagawin namin.
Dahil doon, we'll keep you waiting a little bit longer. But we promise, ang aming pamasko ay ang aming sayo.
Bibining marikit. Hanggang dito lang ang alam ko.
Wala pa ngayon, pero meron naman kayong jellyfish, Pia. So, pangtawid. But yeah, again, thank you so much na transfer na namin yung donations and, all updates will be on our social media accounts. So thank you so much to everyone.
Yes. Guys, don't forget to follow our social media handles. It's right here, naka-display. Again, follow us on Spotify. Join the Queendom Facebook group. Doon tayo nagchichikahan. And the Queentuhan Instagram. And then we'll see you again next December 22 for in the next episode of Queentuhan. Any guesses kung sinong guest? Oh, sige. Tingnan natin kung
Christmas episode. Let's go. See you then, Queendom.
Maraming salamat.
Mwah!